Today, I want to talk about something powerful, but often overlooked. We live in a world that tells us we have to be bold, loud, and constantly on to be noticed. But what if I told you that your quiet strength, your subtle gestures, and the way you carry yourself in silence can leave a deeper mark than words ever could? You see, while you're busy wondering if you're being seen, someone is already watching, and not in a surface-level way, but noticing you deeply. Observing the energy you bring into a room, the calm in your presence, the sincerity in your eyes. Today, I want to show you how your quiet impact speaks volumes, and how the right person is hearing every unspoken word. Your calm confidence speaks louder than forced attention. It's the kind of presence that doesn't demand the spotlight, but still manages to shift the energy in the room. There's something undeniably magnetic about a person who doesn't need to raise their voice, show off, or constantly assert their worth. Instead, they walk into a space and carry themselves in a way that says, "I know who I am," without ever having to say it out loud. That is the essence of calm confidence, and its power is often underestimated in a world obsessed with external validation and performative success. Calm confidence isn't loud. It doesn't show up in flashy clothes or exaggerated body language. It lives in the stillness between movements, the steadiness of your tone, the way your eyes hold contact, not with dominance, but with ease. It's the kind of presence that makes others feel grounded simply by being around you. While others may seek attention by filling silence with noise, a calmly confident person allows the silence to speak for them. They're not uncomfortable in it. They know that their value isn't tied to constant performance, so they're able to rest in who they are rather than constantly prove it. People notice calm confidence, even if they don't always know how to articulate it. It's felt. It's in the way someone listens without needing to jump in. It's in the way they speak slowly, clearly, and only when necessary. There's no rush, no panic, no need to dominate the conversation. And that makes others lean in, because in a world full of people trying to be heard, someone who listens deeply stands out. Someone who responds rather than reacts commands attention without asking for it. And often, this kind of attention is far more meaningful. It's respect, not just recognition. Calm confidence is deeply rooted in self-awareness. It means you know your strengths, but you're not threatened by someone else's. You don't feel the need to compete for space because you're secure in the value you bring. This security isn't ego. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone. It's about knowing you don't need to prove that you are. That difference is subtle, but it's powerful. And people feel it, especially those who are paying attention to the things you don't say. There's a reason why calm confidence leaves such a strong impression. It signals emotional intelligence. It shows that you've done the inner work, that you've faced your insecurities, learned how to regulate your emotions, and chosen stillness over chaos. That kind of inner peace radiates outward. It creates safety. It invites others to let their guard down. When someone with calm confidence enters a room, the energy shifts because they bring clarity, not confusion. Their presence doesn't overwhelm, it reassures. And in a world filled with noise, that kind of quiet steadiness becomes unforgettable. When someone tries to force attention, it can often feel like they're masking something. The louder they are, the more it seems like they're trying to cover up doubt, fear, or a lack of clarity. It becomes exhausting, not only for them, but for the people around them. Forced attention might grab the spotlight for a moment, but it doesn't last. It's surface level. It's easy to forget, but calm confidence lingers. It leaves a mark because it touches something deeper. It resonates with people who value authenticity over performance. There's a subtle but real difference between someone who walks into a room to impress and someone who walks in already impressed with themselves. Not in a boastful way, but in a content-grounded way. The first person needs the room's approval to feel valuable. The second already feels valuable, so they don't seek approval. And because of that, people are drawn to them. That's the paradox. When you stop trying to get attention, you often attract more of it. Not the kind that fades, but the kind that sees you for who you are. In relationships, especially romantic ones, this quiet confidence becomes even more noticeable. It's not about trying to outshine anyone. It's about showing up as your whole self without apology or pretense. The right person notices when you're comfortable in your own skin. They see the way you carry yourself with grace, how you remain calm under pressure, how you handle conflict with clarity instead of chaos. They feel the weight of your presence even when you say nothing. And sometimes, it's in those silent moments, when you don't feel the need to perform, that someone realizes just how powerful your energy truly is. Calm confidence also allows space for others to shine. That's another reason it leaves an impression. People feel safe around you. They don't feel like they're in competition. They don't feel like they have to be on. all the time. Your steadiness becomes a mirror, showing others what it looks like to be secure, grounded, and self-contained. That kind of energy is rare, and when someone encounters it, they remember it. It challenges them to slow down, to reflect, to be more mindful in how they carry themselves. The world often tells us that in order to be noticed, we have to be loud. We have to hustle. We have to constantly market ourselves and make noise. But calm confidence proves that true influence isn't about volume. It's about depth. It's about presence. It's about showing up fully and letting your authenticity speak for you. That doesn't mean you never speak up or advocate for yourself. It just means that when you do, people listen, because they've already come to trust the stillness from which your words emerge. There's power in restraint, in not always needing to respond, to react, to take up space just for the sake of being seen. Calm confidence knows when to step forward and when to step back. It's strategic without being manipulative. It's intentional without being controlling. And it's rooted in self-respect. When you respect yourself, you don't chase after people or situations that aren't aligned with your value. You move with clarity, and that clarity draws in the right people. People who respect your time, your energy, and your boundaries. The person who is truly observing you, maybe even from a distance, isn't just watching how you show up when all eyes are on you. They're noticing the little things. How you handle disappointment. How you speak about others when they're not around. How you hold yourself when no one's applauding. These are the moments where calm confidence speaks the loudest. Not with words, but with consistency. Not with performance, but with integrity. And trust me, someone is always paying attention to those quiet moments. This kind of confidence isn't built overnight. It's cultivated. It's born from experience, from failure, from learning to trust yourself even when things fall apart. It's grown through choosing peace over proving a point, through showing up for yourself when no one else does. And over time, that inner trust begins to radiate outward. It becomes the foundation of your energy. People may not always know what it is about you that draws them in, but they feel it. It's the calm in your voice, the patience in your timing, the strength in your stillness. You don't have to be loud to make waves. You don't have to dominate a room to change the atmosphere. Calm confidence does that for you. It's subtle but powerful, gentle but unshakable, and it speaks to the kind of people who aren't just looking for attention, they're looking for something real. For someone who can hold space, not just take it. For someone who leads by example, not by ego. For someone who knows that value doesn't always announce itself, it just is. Calm confidence allows you to navigate the world without carrying the weight of other people's opinions. It frees you from the need to explain, or justify your choices. It gives you the power to say less and mean more. And in doing so, you begin to attract people who resonate with that same depth. People who aren't impressed by surface level charm, but by emotional maturity. People who aren't just looking at what you say, but how you live. They're not only listening to your words, they're listening to your energy, your consistency, your intention. While forced attention may come from insecurity, calm confidence comes from clarity. Clarity about who you are, what you stand for, and what you won't settle for. That clarity becomes a filter, protecting your peace and guiding your decisions. It lets you walk into any room without shrinking or needing to take over. Because you're not performing, you're just being. And that authenticity becomes your magnetism. Consistency in your actions builds silent trust and admiration. It is one of the most underrated yet powerful forces that shapes how people perceive you, how relationships develop, and how your reputation grows over time. While moments of brilliance can catch attention, it is the steady, unwavering reliability that truly wins hearts and minds. The world might celebrate flashiness and instant success, but beneath the surface, what really matters is whether people can count on you day after day, regardless of circumstance or audience. Think about the people in your life who inspire respect. Chances are they're not the ones who make grand declarations or dramatic gestures every day. Instead, they are the individuals who show up consistently, with integrity, kindness, and purpose. They do what they say they will do, even when no one is watching. This kind of dependable behavior quietly signals to others that you are trustworthy and grounded. It builds a foundation that doesn't need to be shaken or questioned because your actions reinforce your character every single time. Trust is not something you can demand or fake. It is earned over time, and the currency of trust is consistency. When your words and actions align repeatedly, people begin to believe in your authenticity. They know that what you show on the surface matches the reality underneath. This alignment creates a sense of safety. People feel comfortable relying on you because they've seen enough evidence to know you won't let them down. That silent trust often runs deeper than the loudest promises or the most convincing speeches. Admiration grows alongside trust, but it often does so quietly. It isn't always expressed with applause or fanfare. Rather, it builds subtly in the background as people observe your habits, your discipline, and your ability to maintain your values over time. Consistency is what turns fleeting impressions into lasting ones. When someone consistently demonstrates patience, compassion, or excellence, admiration becomes inevitable. It's the slow drip that fills the cup, not the sudden splash. One of the beautiful things about consistency is that it transcends words. Anyone can say something once or twice, but doing it day after day, especially when faced with challenges, is what makes the difference. When you keep your commitments, meet your deadlines, or respond kindly in difficult situations, you communicate volumes about who you are. This silent language of action speaks directly to people's hearts and minds without needing loud declarations. Consistency also shapes your identity, not just in the eyes of others, but in your own mind. When you repeatedly act in alignment with your values, those actions reinforce your self-image. You begin to see yourself as reliable, disciplined, and trustworthy. This internal consistency boosts your confidence and makes it easier to maintain your behavior in the face of temptation or adversity. It becomes a virtuous cycle. The more consistent you are, the more you trust yourself, and the more others trust you. In any relationship, whether personal or professional, consistency creates stability. It removes doubt and guesswork. People don't have to wonder if you'll show up or if you'll act differently tomorrow. This predictability builds a strong foundation for deeper connections. It allows for vulnerability because when someone knows they can count on you, they feel safer opening up. Silent trust born from consistency encourages honesty, respect, and loyalty. When it comes to leadership, the importance of consistency cannot be overstated. Leaders who are consistent in their actions inspire confidence in their teams. They set clear expectations and live by them, creating an environment where everyone knows what to expect. This predictability fosters trust, reduces anxiety, and motivates people to perform at their best. Leaders who waver or act unpredictably, by contrast, sow confusion and doubt. The result is a lack of cohesion and diminished morale. Consistency also fuels long-term success. In a culture obsessed with instant gratification, it's easy to overlook the slow, steady work required to build something meaningful. But consistent effort, whether in building skills, nurturing relationships, or developing habits, pays off in ways that quick bursts of energy cannot. It's the person who shows up every day, even when motivation wanes, who ultimately achieves lasting results. This reliability signals dedication and seriousness, which in turn earns respect and opens doors. Sometimes, consistency means showing up emotionally as well as physically. It means being present and attentive to the needs of others, not just when it's convenient, but as a regular practice. When people experience your steady support and empathy over time, it strengthens bonds and deepens admiration. This emotional consistency shows that you're not just interested in surface-level interactions, but in cultivating genuine connections. An often overlooked aspect of consistency is its power to influence culture and set standards. When one person consistently demonstrates positive behavior, it can ripple out and inspire others to follow suit. This kind of modeling shapes group dynamics and elevates collective values. Whether it's in a family, workplace, or community, consistent actions create an invisible framework that others learn to trust and respect. It's important to note that consistency doesn't mean rigidity or perfection. Life is complex, and there will be times when circumstances require flexibility or change. But consistency is about maintaining core principles and behaviors even when external conditions fluctuate. It means showing resilience and integrity, not blindly sticking to routines without thought. This balance between steadiness and adaptability makes your consistency genuine and sustainable. Many people underestimate how much silent trust influences perception. Often, the most powerful impression you leave isn't the things you loudly announce, but the habits and patterns you consistently demonstrate over time. People notice when you follow through on promises, when you keep your word even in small matters, and when you treat others with respect regardless of the situation. These repeated actions accumulate like drops filling a reservoir, eventually overflowing into deep admiration. Building consistency requires intentionality and discipline. It starts with small commitments, showing up on time, following through on tasks, keeping your word, and gradually extends into bigger areas of your life. It means prioritizing your values and making choices that align with them day after day. This intentionality turns consistency into a habit, and habits become the building blocks of character. When you are consistent, you also cultivate patience, both with yourself and with others. Because consistency is a long game, it requires trusting the process and resisting the urge for immediate validation. It means continuing to act with integrity even when results aren't yet visible. This patience is a silent testament to your belief in yourself and your vision, which naturally draws others to admire your perseverance. Consistency is also a form of respect. Respect for yourself, your goals, and the people around you. By showing up reliably, you communicate that you value the time and effort of others. You demonstrate that you're dependable and that their trust in you is well placed. This mutual respect strengthens relationships and builds networks of support that sustain you through challenges. In a society that often rewards flashy gestures and instant wins, embracing consistency can feel countercultural. Yet, it is exactly this quiet, steady commitment that differentiates those who build meaningful legacies from those who merely seek momentary attention. The admiration born from consistency is enduring because it's based on truth, integrity, and real effort. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. As others witness your consistent behavior, they start to feel a sense of admiration that doesn't require words. It's the kind of admiration that quietly influences their opinions and decisions. They begin to trust your judgment, seek your counsel, and look to you as a role model. This silent influence is incredibly powerful because it's earned, not demanded. It grows naturally from the foundation you build with every consistent action. Consistency in your actions also helps to clarify your boundaries and priorities. When you consistently say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't, you define your personal and professional limits clearly. This clarity not only protects your energy, but also teaches others how to treat you. People come to understand what they can expect from you and what you expect from them. This mutual understanding strengthens respect and deepens trust. The ripple effect of consistency extends beyond immediate relationships. It shapes your reputation and how you are remembered. People tend to recall not just isolated moments, but patterns of behavior over time. When you consistently show up with kindness, reliability, and integrity, those patterns become your legacy. Even when you're not present, your consistent actions echo in the memories and stories of those whose lives you've touched. Moreover, consistency helps you build resilience. When challenges arise, your established patterns of action provide a roadmap to navigate difficulties. Instead of reacting impulsively or giving up, you fall back on the habits and values you have cultivated. This steadiness allows you to weather storms with grace, which further strengthens silent trust among those around you. People know that your reliability is not conditional on easy times but endures through adversity. It's also worth noting that consistency can inspire self-discipline and focus. When you commit to regular actions aligned with your goals, you create momentum. Each day of consistent effort builds on the last, creating a compound effect that propels you forward. This momentum is both motivating and sustaining, helping you to overcome obstacles and maintain clarity of purpose. At its core, consistency is a reflection of authenticity. It means living in alignment with your true self, not just reacting to external pressures or fleeting trends. This alignment between who you are and what you do fosters a deep sense of peace and confidence. When you're authentic and consistent, people can sense that genuineness, which naturally fosters admiration and trust. Ultimately, consistency in your actions creates a silent but powerful narrative about who you are. It tells a story of reliability, integrity, and commitment that words alone cannot convey. And while this story may unfold quietly, it resonates loudly in the hearts of those who witness it. It's a testament to the power of showing up day after day in a way that honors your values and respects those around you.